Supreme Court today strikes out suit on withheld local government funds of Osun State over case of jurisdiction in the matter. And today, drama in Rivers State House of Assembly as Speaker and 14 other members dumped the PDP for the APC. Hello everyone, welcome to the program. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Shonwa Kimale right here in our Abuja studio, bringing you all of your major political stories and some of the headlines as you have it today. Some of them you are aware of, some of them you're not. And we'll be bringing you all of the juicy and the details that make up those first and foremost. Let me take you to Osun State. It might not be a good time for the Osun governor, the cabinet, and the members of the Osun State government, because they have long been pursuing this matter in court, but it does look like there is a brick wall. But on both sides, if you read the Supreme Court judgment, or if you were in court today, the court has said, why would the federal government or the AGF or the federal government withhold the money belonging to a local government? But the major issue is who went to court. Are you in an interested party or not? So the Supreme Court today struck out that suit filed by the Attorney General of the Osun State against the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, in relation to the dispute over the withheld allocations due to local governments in the state in a split decision of 6 justices to 1. This apex court held that the Osun State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice has no legal right to have instituted a case on behalf of the 30 local government areas in the state. The court held that those who won the local government election and inaugurated are the right persons that can sue and be sued directly, a case of local standard in law. Take a listen to some of the lawyers after the proceedings today at the Apex Court.
Refuse to exercise jurisdiction, except in the dissenting opinion. So the implication is that it's neither here nor there. When you refuse to exercise jurisdiction, you've not made any pronouncement. That does not give anybody victory. The matter has been struck out. It does not give anybody victory. With the fact that some people they have very good access to all the coercive apparatus of the state, that is the federation in particular, they can use that one to terrorize the minority. But certainly, when you strike out a matter on general base, it does not give anybody jurisdiction. But the apostle, his lordship, read out what he felt is the difference. Well, I'm not a judge, but with profound respect, I find it difficult to agree with.
If you look at the meat of the matter, perhaps in some of the comments made prior to the decision, the ratio in the court, I'm quite interested in that judgment because, look, this conflict between the federal government and the constituent unit will keep happening in our federal system of government, and we need to keep learning. This is perhaps very interesting for me, and I look at the difference, the statements and the comments made by the judges, looking at the meat of the matter, whether or not the federal government has a right to withhold the funds of the local government. That decision has not been made from what I understand. I'm still waiting to be able to. I'm very interested in this matter. I want to read and personally be able to understand the position of the Lord Justices today in that respect, what they hope to teach us all as what the law says in the relationship between the federal government and the state government, and whether or not the state government can take, well, they've decided that one. That look, you know, you are the state government. You cannot come and make a position on behalf of the local government whose funds have been withheld. They are the ones who has been inflicted by the pain and the injury and should come before the court. Well, very interesting I mentioned to you, but it's not for today. Let's take a look at some of your political roundup stories, and I'll bring before you your major headline stories for tonight.
The Minister of Defense, retired General Christopher Musa, is asking service chiefs and heads of security agencies to re-strategize and double their efforts in order to end insecurity in the country. Speaking in Abuja shortly after assuming office, General Musa says there is an urgent need to stop the shedding of innocent blood so that children can learn in a conducive environment while farmers return to their farms. A group of interfaith clergymen from the Northwest have called on Nigerian leaders to see recent comments by U.S. President Donald Trump placing Nigeria as a country of particular concern as a wake-up call rather than an affront to national sovereignty. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the leader of the group, Bishop Timothy Cheren, appealed to the government to extend hand of fellowship to strategic partners with superior powers to fight against terrorists and enemies of the country, just as they commend President Tinubu for appointing General Musa as the Minister of Defense. The youth-led electoral reform group, YEP Nigeria, has recommended 6 proposals for the National Assembly members to prioritize in the ongoing constitutional amendments to ensure youth take center stage in the leadership and electioneering processes of the country. Speaking at the press briefing in Abuja, Kimpact Development Initiative states that the 6 recommendations are a reflection of urgent public demands, which, when effected, will reduce post-election disputes, strengthen the system for citizens, limit judicial uncertainty, and protect the legitimacy of elected officials. Leaders from the Kogi West Senatorial District have declared their support for Governor Usman Ododo in a communique issued at the end of their meeting in Kaba. Participants emphasized that unity, cooperation, and strategic engagement are central to the district's long-term political aspirations. They also called on the people of the state, particularly the political class, to join hands with the government to defeat insecurity, warning against using the current insecurity as a political tool that would not benefit the people. The Kabiru Turaki-led People's Democratic Party (PDP) has asked Justice Joyce Abdul Malik to rescue herself from the suit filed against the leadership of the party. A faction of the party in the camp of the FCT minister, Yesom Wike, led by its acting national chairman, Alhaji Mohammed Abdul Rahman, had filed a suit. But the Turaki-led leadership of the party, in a motion on notice filed by a team of lawyers led by the Chris Uche SAN, sought 2 prayers. They sought an order for Justice Abdul Malik to rescue herself from further presiding over or taking any further steps in the suit upon circumstances giving rise to reasonable apprehension that would not receive a fair and impartial hearing before the court. They also seek an order of the court remitting the suit to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court for a reassignment to another judge of the Federal High Court for determination on its merit. The National Executive Committee of the Young Progressives Party has upheld the decision of its National Working Committee, NWC, to expel Honorable Uzokwe Ifeanyi Peter, a member representing Nnewi South and Ekwesigo Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives. In a communique presented at the end of the party's 24th extraordinary meeting held in Abuja, the National Secretary of the party, Comrade Igbeola Wali Martins, says the expulsion of Honorable Ifeanyi Peter follows multiple petitions and verified video evidence of anti-party activities constituting gross misconduct in violation of the party's constitution.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Let's now tell you that it looks like a very interesting twist in Rivers State. And Rivers State is not a stranger to a very dramatic politics. So it looks like a major shakeup. Well, if you ask yourself, the numbers in politics matter. So 17 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly have now announced their defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress, APC. Today, they made their position known in what was televised live on television, as the Speaker, Mr. Martin Namewule, told the House that in addition to himself, 16 other members had informed him of their intention to cross from the PDP to the APC on the floor of the House. One after the other, the 17 lawmakers, including the Speaker, affirmed their decision, citing the division in the PDP as their reason for leaving.
I have been informed by 16 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly of their decision to leave the People's Democratic Party and move to the All Progressive Congress. All 16 members, including the Speaker, have so decided to leave the People's Democratic Party for the All Progressive Congress. Distinguished colleagues, it's important I also allow all the members who have so communicated to me to also reaffirm by addressing the House on this particular item. For leaving the People's Democratic Party is because of the clear division in the People's Democratic Party today.
Well, the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, has been speaking on this matter. He's been reacting to the defection of this man. Don't forget, he's the former governor of Rivers State and a major constituency politically for him. Take a listen to what Mr. Wike says. The implication of today's decision of those lawmakers will be.
It's unfortunate. I have always said that when everybody has the right to make a choice, the party is fully factionalized, and the requirement of the Constitution says that when a faction is factionalized, they are bound to leave the party. I'm still in PDP. You see that not everybody that has left. I believe 16 or 17 of them have left out of 27. We still have quite a good number, about 10, and we continue to work together. They never told me, but they have a right. So those who remain will continue to work together. And that's what I've said to the party. Put your house in order. If at the end of the day, if you don't put your house in order, it's the party that loses.
Nyesom Wike, Minister of the FCT, reacting to today's incident on the floor of the Riverside House of Assembly. Let's get the conversation started. Tonight, a lot is happening in our nation, from security to issues of governance, the economy, and internal politics in political parties, which is also fueling in part what we're seeing outside of the political party. And we have our eyes on elections that are going to effectively begin. Practically speaking, 2027 election is just 2-3 months away. Yes, you heard me. If you look at the calendar, by February of next year and March, activities for the 2027 elections will begin. Yes. So let's get started, everyone. What does this all mean? The Tinubu government, the security situation, the state of the nation, the internal party politics that we are seeing. Where are we headed as a people? I'm being joined tonight by one of the most experienced political party administrator. He's being a national chairman of different political parties, has run as a presidential candidate in past elections. Chief Dan Nwanyanwu is a lawyer and the national chairman of the Zenith Labour Party. Is live for us here in our studio. Thanks so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Shem, for having me.
Yeah, I've been challenged somewhere where some women are asking if those of us who are men are going to be on their side, especially when the advocacy for the special seats for women is now being advocated for lawmakers to be able to vote. I understand that the voting has been moved. It was supposed to happen next week, Tuesday or so. But, I mean, what do you think? How instrumental do you think, if that bill passes on in the National Assembly, how instrumental do you think it will be for women participation in politics?
Yeah, before I get there, Shem, let me lend my voice to the appointment of the new Minister of Defense. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that should be the best appointment made by President Tinubu. When he was removed as Chief of Defense Staff, even people who didn't know him, Nigerians felt, why? This man is working. Something is working. But we got a consolation with his successor, an infantryman, General Oluyode, who also took over. But now that he has been brought back as Minister of Defense, you can see how Nigerians all over the place are happy. So I think this should encourage him to go all out, coordinating and working in synergy with the security services and the service chiefs to ensure that this problem we have is dealt with. Now on the issue of women, you see, we have already taken a position on that. At the level of Interparty Advisory Council, we have already signed the special seats for women, and political parties have been encouraged to take more women into their leadership. In my party, we have a lot of women. We've been doing that for the past years, even when I was in the Labour Party. So we give special attention to women. But if this law passes, I think it will be a breakthrough to women participation in affairs of government. It is not enough. We have very low percentage, both in the State House of Assembly, House of Representatives, and the Senate. We should have enough number. You know, women, they look at things differently. I'm not talking generally, because there are still good women, and it behoves on the political parties not to just to send any woman into those houses for representation. Women with capacity, women with knowledge, women that will understand what is going on at that level. So it will be a very nice thing. And the political parties, about 2 months ago, we have already signed the document. We attended so many conferences and all that. And it's good to go. And we're encouraging the National Assembly not to delay in voting for more seats for women in the National Assembly. Because
it's on their table now.
That's right, yeah.
That the next line of action on that bill is for the lawmakers to vote.
Yes.
And well, I mean, I imagine on the day of voting, let us see how each lawmaker votes. The way you see in America, whether you vote for this bill or not, let's see how, what I mean.
I think with the signal we are getting, I think they are unison. I don't think it will have a problem. It will pass.
All right.
It will pass.
So I wanted that to be a meal starter for tonight on the menu. But let's get into the meat of the matter, which is the fact that our nation is confronted by these insecurity problems. And there are different decisions that have been taken by the president, and there are those who argue for or against as to how he has approached it. And you started your commentary tonight by applauding him for that decision. And there are other inactions of government. There are those who say, for example, appointment of ambassadors would have, in one hand, avoided the nation that kind of embarrassment coming from another leader of a nation, where Donald Trump was literally almost threatening our nation with military intervention. And there are diplomatic talks between Nigeria and the United States. But in all, a leader needs to rise up. Whether the president had made mistakes or not, did you see President Tinubu rising to the occasion, whether it was by prompting and the Trump prompting or not?
I think President Tinubu has just risen to the occasion. Before, Nigerians became afraid. Let me tell you, Shehu. You see, I have said it here many times, that Nigeria's military, this is, will I call it, a camo case for them. But the issue,
meaning that it's a very simple case.
It's a very simple thing for
banditry and terrorism.
It's a simple thing for the Nigerian military to deal with.
So why has it been looking difficult?
There is no political way to direct. The instructions are not there. That's my intel.
But with former military men who have been president.
Listen. We have seen stories. We have gotten feelers that there will even be a point they go to the terrorists. They'll be called back. When President Jonathan said that I have Boko Haram in my government, they have infiltrated my government, President Buhari came and got men into the army.
How do you mean?
No, there were some that were repentant, some of them.
But I've heard those, the CDS at the time said it's almost impossible for you to have.
No, I'm talking what was written then that was not denied. I don't know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, that there is no way that a repentant terrorist or Boko Haram member would have been admitted into the military.
If something was written when President Buhari was here, it was not denied. You can't deny it now. Nigerians saw it. And how would you succeed when the army is not working in unison? The Nigerian army has done more serious encounters and wars outside Nigeria. I was privileged to have met many of them, and they got through the same training as far back as 1992. I saw their listing. So it's not a matter of Nigerian army. At times, most of them are disillusioned. Give them the appropriate orders. Give them the appropriate tools. Nigerian army, Air Force, all of them, they will clear this mess in less than 3 months. Okay, what do you think is happening now? What do you think is happening now? There are things we cannot say in public. What is happening now is that President Tinubu has seen that if we are not careful, this thing will consume all of us. You talked about Trump being on our neck.
According to
Senate President, that Trump is on our neck. I thought he was on our leg. It was only 2 days ago I heard from my in-law that Trump is on our neck. If Trump has to be on our neck permanently for this nonsense to go, please, Trump, hold our neck. We have made ourselves a caricature of the situation. How can we not deal with this matter? And it's increasing by the day. These people are bragging all over the place that there's nothing that we can do. We are in Benin, there's nothing you can do. We are in Ondo, we are here, we are there, there's nothing government can do. It is not true. This army, Nigerian army, can clear this mess.
You applauded the appointment of former CDS Christopher Musa, but there are those who understand the internal workings of our defense architecture, and they say, look, a defense minister does not have operational powers to be able to direct the affairs of state when it comes to how the military operates. Yes, you need to have someone who has the strong and the political will. And those who say, yes, you have a good man in Christopher Musa, but it goes beyond that. His powers are limited operation-wise.
But that position is not a ceremonial position.
But it's a political position.
Yeah, but he has a lot to do as Minister of Defense.
But the service chiefs and the commanders on the field, they have more roles to play.
They are going to work.
The minister will not give orders. He doesn't have the power to give direct orders, does he?
They work in synergy.
Political leadership.
They work in synergy. We are talking about fighting a common enemy. You cannot brush aside the position, the memo, and the brief of the defense minister to the president, unless you have different agenda. If the purpose and the intent is for us to confront this common enemy, it should not create any problem. Yeah, we have the service chiefs. We have the chief of defense staff. We have the minister of defense. They will all attend security meetings. They will decide on what to do. We don't want a situation where what happened during the President Jonathan's era, when they wanted to gas Sambisa Forest, and they agreed on what to do. The next 2 days, American drones checked. These guys are wearing masks. Who told them? It's like the question Senate President asked yesterday or 2 days ago. Who gave the order for the soldiers to be withdrawn near the secondary school where these kids were kidnapped? 30 minutes later, the bandits came. These are questions that require answers. We cannot keep quiet without explaining to Nigerians what happened. We are talking of lives of young children. So these are some of the things that are happening in this
Look
society.
at this from this dimension. So, and it's interesting. And perhaps some of the inferences that you are making, like Trump being on our neck for us to be able to act right, and it got the southern leaders coming together when they saw the threat now coming southwards. The governors of the south and the monarchs in the south, they gathered in Ogun State, in Ikperu, and their decision is that they are going to stand and protect their communities. This is what we have always been asking, that leaders in the local community need to rise up. Now, guess what happened? Few days later, their counterparts in the north also gathered. But their own decisions were slightly different from what their southern counterparts said. They said that the president needs to review the mining activities and their licensings. They said that the president should suspend mining activities in and around. There is a correlation between the economic activities, which has now turned criminality in some ways, and how it shielded some of these banditry activities. These are positions being made by all of these different elements. Now, we're seeing that leaders in different regions of the country are talking. But the fear is that we've seen how this thing is ravaging the northwest, the northeast, gone to the north central, and if you look at it, the way it's gone into part of Kwara, part of Kogi, part of Niger, and it's descending southward. That is a bigger fear, that this thing is consuming our nation gradually, and the way it's moving, it's in a dangerous path.
I agree with you, Shehu. I don't know why I keep referring to President Buhari's regime, because that was when Nigeria dropped abysmally to the bottom rank. President Buhari came and disarmed every Nigerian, including those with licenses to carry den guns, all these small guns. He made sure that nobody had weapons. So soon thereafter, Boko Haram took over everywhere and started attacking everybody. What you are saying is a reality. But Nigerians should listen to what General T.Y. Danjuma said 2 years ago. That based on the circumstances of that time, which is changing now, if you wait for you to be defended and protected, you will all die. Go and protect yourself. That gets us to the issue of state police. So, all these forest guards, local vigilante and all that, you can't just penetrate, they will see you. But why is it difficult for us to take such decisions that will stop the movement of the terrorists from northeast, northwest, and they're coming down south? I read something just hours ago in Benin. So we must have to take decisions quickly. Let every Nigerian, let every group at least protect the environment. Protecting the environment is not that you will start killing people. But you should be able to identify strangers in the area. I read they were saying that these forest guards will be operated and controlled from Abuja. No, it can't be controlled from Abuja because you don't know the forest in my place. Let the locals be the forest guards. Let them be the vigilantes of every particular area.
But there's no law backing it. So that's why we're talking about the amendment to the Constitution
exactly,
to empower the state to be able to take some level of control.
The National Assembly is there. You see, maybe this thing that is happening now is getting everybody. Even in Abuja, I learned something. There was some suspicion a few days ago in Abuja. Maybe when it gets here, the National Assembly will sit quickly and do the necessary. They can do these amendments in a few weeks or 1 week.
I don't know if you have been to Enugu State, and it was at an official assignment that I went for in Enugu State, and we were given a tour of the government house, specifically the command and control.
Yes.
Now, the last time I saw anything like that was in Lagos. Lagos State has a command and control center, but what I saw in Enugu is even way bigger.
It's an update.
It's an upgrade. Which I don't know whether we have something of that magnitude in Abuja or on the national scale. Guess what happens? There is even AI functionality to the point that it can identify your face by facial recognition. It can tell you how many times you have gone. It can pick vehicle numbers. Guess what? The governor I read and I saw on the news, the governor procured drones that can even go as far as neighboring states. A few days ago. Now, these are actions that are being taken by, and I'm imagining that some of these things has to be replicated. Copy and paste is not a difficult thing for all the governors to.
No, when you see good thing, you can copy and paste. In the First Republic, when University of Ibadan was built, I think you said, okay, Nsoka, Ahmadu Bello. Then we started growing. There's nothing wrong with good things, copying good things. I've spoken about Governor Mba before in this channel and other channels when that thing started newly. You see, you cannot do anything in Enugu State today, including some distance beyond Enugu State, that they cannot pick. They are watching. People are paid to watch. So, did Mba drop from heaven? One car producer said, good thinking, good products. Use your head. If Mba could do this with the small resources in Enugu State, what can we not do in Nigeria? Look at the street light, not street light, the CCTV in Abuja.
All gone.
That millions of dollars was spent. Nobody's talking about it. Many years ago.
There was a probe in an investigation by the House of Reps. I don't know what has become of that probe.
Look, it's gone. It's gone. Nobody's talking about it. But we have spent hundreds of millions of dollars, taxpayers' money. And yet, we are insecure. So, Mba should be a template for the federal government and indeed other states, particularly Northeast, Northwest. They can do it. They can do it in Senegal and put it at the center in Kaduna. It can go as far as the end of the other two states. So, when a governor has done something good, we encourage it. Bravo, Governor Mba. And we expect that other state governments and federal government can do something better than that.
All right. I was particularly, a lot of people have huge respect for our nation. I was hearing the former Prime Minister, Boris Johnson of the United Kingdom, speaking about Nigeria and a lot of the things that we don't even have our minds to, about the possibility, the potentials of our nation. I was speaking at the Imo State Economic Council. And if you see the caliber of people that went into that summit, you will imagine that the belief in Nigeria by those who are not Nigerian is so great. Why are we not believing in ourselves as much? But we'll get into deeper conversation as to internal politics of political party. The Nnamdi Kanu matter.
I think I want to talk about this summit you're talking about.
Okay.
Just 2 minutes. You see, first of all, let me congratulate Governor Hope Uzodinma and his executive. I don't know from where he got all these people. That shows capacity. I watched it. I got the invitation, but we are busy with our PAC elections, and I'm the chairman of the electoral committee. I have been doing screening up to this evening for those who want to be elected into a PAC executive. But what Governor Hope Uzodinma's government did yesterday is awesome. Look at the caliber. You talked about the caliber of people that came. But all we can pray is let it get investments. At least Dangote.
I heard what Dangote said.
Dangote, a patriot.
He said they should apply. They should make a proposal to him.
Dangote, patriot, is looking that way, because hitherto, I'm not sure that any Dangote's investment in the entire.
All the bank MDs were literally all the bank MDs were there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That the governor, as a man of capacity, mobilized everybody, far and near, Africa, world. I listened to Boris, I listened to Ban Ki-moon, I listened to all of them. So it's only a governor that thinks, that has good head on his shoulder, that can think of something.
Let's take a break, Chief Nwanyanwu. When we return after this break, internal party politics. There are those who are of the view that we are drifting gradually to a one-party. So you see what happened in Rivers State. Chief Nwanyanwu is the leader of a political party. Whether or not there is a shift in grounds in political party participation in our country, we're finding out. And Nnamdi Kanu matter, where is he right now? What does what is a political intervention mean in the judgment on him? We'll be right back after this break, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us right here on the program. Chief Dan Nwanyanwu. He is the national chairman of the Zenith Labour Party and a former presidential candidate. Thanks so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you.
I'll take you to that, to issues revolving on political party activities in Nigeria. And there are those who are afraid that gradually opposition voices, opposition politics is getting drowned by the influence of the ruling party.
Well, you see, in politics, the plot of every political party is to win elections. I won't add by hook or by any means. But as to whether we are turning into one-party state, it is left for individual political parties, their governors, their senators, their House of Reps, to elect whether they are going to jump into one political party or not. Nobody was forced, you can say coerced, into that arrangement. But there are still political parties, no matter how you read them, that are still in opposition.
Does that include your own party?
Yeah, we are still in opposition.
Are you actively in opposition?
Of course I'm in opposition. Constructive opposition. I don't throw my garments into the fire because everybody is throwing his own into the fire. If you watch our trajectory, we are consistent. I've just talked about President Tinubu now, that he had just woken up. Well, that is the reality. You don't expect a responsible opposition to just be throwing tantrums because everybody is doing so. We are opposition because we are still in opposition.
Because there are those who believe that some of you in opposition have been bought over by the ruling party.
Well, I don't.
And that's why there is a quiet, and
I don't know about
why there is a laid-back tendencies and the kind of attitude of opposition. And there are those who believe that governance is the way it is because opposition is really not doing its role. No. See what is happening in the PDP, for example. There is a court order here, there's another counter-court order, but there is a defection here. They've literally turned that party into as worthless as a piece of tissue paper.
I don't know about being bought over. But let me tell you emphatically that in IPAC, in Interparty Advisory Council, I can say for sure that nobody has been bought over.
You can say for yourself.
No,
Nwanyanwu can say that you have not been.
No. I have not been bought over. I can never be bought over.
You cannot.
I can also.
Can you say for your colleagues who are in other?
Yes, there are some of my colleagues I can vouch for.
But why don't they talk? Why are they quiet?
No.
Why are they silent in the face of the kind of challenges our nation is facing?
They are talking. Maybe some of them don't have the privilege of you inviting me to come here. They are talking through media, through social media, through press releases. So the argument is not being bought over. We have a history. Some of us, because you confronted me with the question, some of us, years ago, had millions of dollars placed before us. I, Nwanyanwu, turned it down.
By the ruling party?
No, don't ask me who. Don't ask me who. And the person knows. So let me tell you, it's not about money.
You also received money in the third time agenda?
Third time, no. That party was not involved in those things. We're against it.
So who gave you?
What allow me to finish what I'm saying?
Okay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is, you see, some of us, what gives us joy is by doing things against a bad establishment. That is our joy, not the money. You cannot buy us. There are some of us you cannot buy.
Well, is this the kind of
all you have to do,
opposition
all you have to do
Nigerians deserve?
All you have to do is to convince us intellectually. Then maybe when they agree with you, you say they have a pot over. I don't know the robust. Well, the problem and the collapse of opposition started in 2023.
Really?
Yes. It started in 2023 when the leader of the opposition did not go by its rules. That's why you have mentioned about the campaign, people moving, jumping from one to. You can see one single error, one single mistake caused by arrogance and pride may ruin a whole political system.
Who are you referring to now?
I'm referring to the leader of the opposition then. It wasn't a PDP. We are going with them. The issue of a presidential candidate, the issue of where you should go, and all that.
So you think?
And all the people that caused the problem, they have led PDP.
You think Atiku Abubakar's choice was an error?
Wait a minute. All the people that caused the problem, they have led PDP to lick their wounds, and they both left. They've all left. PDP, even the presidential candidate of PDP, I have told you here before, President Jonathan was even sabotaged by the leadership of the PDP. Apart from other factors. I've told you. Even the national chairman of PDP that time did not support Jonathan. I have said it. And he said it before my very eyes. You have forgotten the issue I told you when we were up there with President Jonathan on Air Force One. Mwanzu, myself, President Jonathan, Rubebe. He was telling us why Nigerians will not vote for President Jonathan. I said, excuse me, are you not the party chairman? He said, Chairman, wait, you are not one of us. I said, but I'm a friend of the president. That's why I'm in his cubicle. He continued. 26,000 feet above sea level in Air Force One. Go and call Urubebe. He gave the first reason, gave the second reason. By that time, the president had gone to the bedroom to rest. And the flight started descending. He stopped. I told Urubebe, give the two other reasons. He got it. And I called the president the next morning. Did Urubebe speak to you? He said, yes. You will follow us, and that was during our his last campaign when he addressed the young entrepreneurs in Lagos. But the same ones who stood there to argue why they should vote for Mr. President, but just told me less than an hour ago that they will not vote for president.
So internal sabotage.
So internal sabotage. I have said it publicly.
Do you think Jonathan should throw his hat in the ring again?
I don't know. I've not spoken with President Jonathan. I intend to see him very soon, but I think he should tarry a while. I am with Madam Precious. Yes, because the same people that are calling him were the same people that betrayed an honest man, betrayed a good man, a man who had good policies for Nigeria. They betrayed him. So he wants them to they want to use him now to clean their mess. The thing has not gotten to a point. When it gets to a point, they will realize what they have done. All right. On the issue of political parties, okay? You want to say something?
No, go ahead, quick.
On the issue of political parties and their problems, you see, the issue is that we have all refused. Most of us don't obey the rules. And this one I said is one of... You have something in the Constitution, by rules, that the power will come here, will come there, go there. I, Nwanyanwu, sitting here, as I'm talking to you now, I believe that the South still has another 4 years. If I say it now, they say I'm supporting Tinubu. Who told you that I will not run? I sort of know they hungry me.
But quickly.
But let me tell you, any effort to truncate it, we will say no. You have done 8 years. Buhari has done 8 years. Let South do 8 years.
Either it's Tinubu or no any other person.
South is South. If there is no other South than Tinubu, will I go and...
It can be Peter Obi.
It can be Peter Obi. It can be myself. But let it be South.
It can be Rotimi Amechi.
It can be Rotimi Amechi. Another good guy.
Let me ask you quickly. We are due for another break. This Nnamdi Kanu matter, the judgment and the reaction that we have seen afterwards, you are one that is speaking about that matter. How do you think it can be dealt with? Do we allow it to go to appeal and it has its legal costs normally?
You see, President Tinubu did not cause the problem of Nnamdi Kanu. But he inherited it. I have told you many times. And I remember the last time I told you that I won't be persuaded with whatever court decided on the matter. I told you, whether left or right. That's still my position. I still believe Nnamdi Kanu did not do anything. Nnamdi Kanu, whether you like it or not, is being persecuted due to the ancient hatred most Nigerians and those in power have against the Igbo people.
Maybe you are one of the
Let me finish.
Just remember, maybe you are one of the people that Ojus Okalu says is emotional about this matter. Because he said there are people who have died based on Nnamdi Kanu's stance on the IPOB agitation and some of the orders that were being given.
And I have also told you, there are businessmen in Igbo land, there are politicians in Igbo land that will not want Nnamdi Kanu out as alive because their political journey will be put to a full stop.
What about the Igbo people that died? The police officers that died, security agencies that died?
Was it Nnamdi Kanu that shot them? You see, I saw sponsored demonstration supporting the imprisonment of Nnamdi Kanu. I laughed. In Igbo land, there are things we don't do. There are things we don't do. Everything happening in Igbo land today was imported.
Give me a moment. We are due for another break, Chief Nwanyanwu. But when we come back, we'll conclude on this program. Join us again. Thank you so much, everyone. The home stretch on the program tonight, how we end. I was asking you about OUK, Ojus or Kalu.
Yes.
Some of those contributions. He was on the program and he said categorically that there is a way to handle this matter.
Yeah, the way to handle it is for Mr. President to intervene politically. You can see what has happened. Nnamdi Kanu said, show me, without supporting the men and the behavior in court. But he asked a simple question. Show me the law. You are trying me. Let me know the law.
But is that the way you ask a judge?
No.
As a lawyer?
He's not a lawyer. He's not a lawyer. So the judge should understand. He should say, okay, the law I'm trying you is so, or criminal code, so. You did not say so on your past judgment. It is a requirement in criminal law that you cannot try somebody on a law not written or not known.
But is it the place of the judge to be quoting the law?
No. He's not a lawyer.
Is it not the parties to the matter that are supposed to?
He's not a lawyer. Even his address was not accepted. As if there was a script. He's not a lawyer.
Who sacked his lawyers?
He has the right to defend himself. Don't ask me that shit.
No,
he has the right.
Those are the facts of the matter.
No, he has the right to defend himself. You have every reason to.
Are you brushing away those who were killed? Those who are still.
I asked you the question: were they killed by Nnamdi Kanu? Was not here.
Who ordered?
For you to charge somebody or murder or something.
Have you seen some of the broadcasts? Have you seen some of the broadcasts? How Nigeria is being referred to as a jungle. The court stated all of this.
Is that worse than people who have killed here, maimed thousands of people, and you are doing a Shebi witness for peace talks, and they will come armed to the teeth? Which one is heavier? I'm asking you. People who have killed, maimed, cleared the whole village, and yet they will come for peace talk, armed to the teeth. And government functionaries will be there, drinking tea, laughing. Which one is heavier? Is it what I said by word of mouth that is heavier than what we...
But how do we douse all of this tension? Are they in the southeast?
No, but the tension, you can see the southeast did not react. People thought they would go on the street for them to be killed. They are wise. It doesn't mean they have accepted it. I told you the last time that Igbos has a code. You were asking me for the code. You did. You remember? Good.
What's the code?
Was there a meeting that nobody should do anything? They are wise. But they're not sleeping.
Governor Oti was in the State House.
Yes.
He went to Abadibe. All of them say they are speaking politically. How fast, what do you think is the right step for the president?
Is it the last time I told you two governors I knew that have done one thing or the other? That's Hopu Zodema and Oti. Governor Oti. Governor Oti also, immediately, he has gone there. Others will go. But the point I'm saying is that this cannot be resolved. There are die-hard Nigerians that are even working towards kill him there, let him there, let him die there. With what is happening in Sokoto now, they say move into Zamfara. Let anything happen to Nnamdi Kanu.
Chief Nwanyanwu, thank you so much indeed for your time tonight. A lawyer and the national chairman of the Zani Labour Party. Thanks so much indeed for your time.
Thank you for having me.
That's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Nwanyanwu. God bless Nigeria.